Chelsea's winless streak at Manchester United continues after victory for Manchester United in the Chelsea clash. Manchester United always find a way to turn up against Chelsea when they come to Old Trafford. So, what really happened in this game? Two red cards, three goals, referee dodgy decisions, and whatever happened in this game was just something that can actually be attributed to maybe even the game of the season. And to top it up, terrible weather. When you look at the stats, you might think that Chelsea dominated the ball, but look at the shots on target. Chelsea had one shot on target, and that was the goal. But this game says a lot about whatever happened. From the red card that Robert Sanchez got earlier on in the game, to Maresca's terrible substitution, and Casemiro's second red card that Chelsea did not react to quite well. Cole Palmer was also taken out injured in the game, further creating more and more problems for Chelsea with regards to their injury situation. And when you look at this next clip, you'll realize one thing about Chelsea. Possession recovered before interruption. You realize that Chelsea were not fluid in their game. They were losing the ball carelessly without even moving the ball and having some level of control. Now, if you are new in this channel, do not forget to like, share, and subscribe. As we begin this analysis, also check out our second channel link in the first comment. Now, what you notice is that Manchester United came to this game with a lot of intent from the way they pressed, from the aggression they started with. And this is the way Manchester United have started games this season. But it all starts with how you are able to kill off this pressure and actually take the game by your hands. So Manchester United started with a high press against Chelsea. And what did I tell you about teams pressing Chelsea this season? They always force Chelsea to play down the left. Now, Manchester United did the same thing, covering all central passing options, picking up the centre back and forcing Chelsea to play down the left. And once the ball was played down the left, then you would see the wing back springing out while the entire back five shifting to go in a tight man marking system, forcing Chelsea to go long. And why are Manchester United comfortable forcing Chelsea to go long? It's because they know very well that João Pedro is not a good target man, and therefore whenever you go long, they automatically win the ball. And Chelsea were unable to cope with this. Despite them having numerical superiority in midfield, Chelsea could not find a way of playing the ball through midfield. This might be attributed to even their centre backs not being quite the best with the ball at their feet. Coupled with this is that when Chelsea were looking to actually press Manchester United, United's 3-2-4-1 structure that saw two players in between the lines, Belmo and Diallo, were causing Chelsea problems. In that if the two Chelsea wingers were looking to spring out to cover Manchester United's wide centre backs, you will even see Palmer joining into that press, while Fernandes will be looking to try and come and cover Bruno. And that will leave Diallo quite free. Now, the difference between Chelsea and United is that De Ligt will be able to play a simple pass to find Diallo, as they were looking to create that overload in between the lines. And that created a lot of problems for Chelsea, coupled with Enzo Fernandez' lackluster performance defensively, made it very difficult for Chelsea. Look at this situation here. Chelsea are looking to press Manchester United. Look at the position that Fernandes is picking. If Fernandes is in a better position, because he's now caught between covering Bruno and De Ligt, and once the ball is played there, you find that Diallo is able to receive the ball and play the ball to Dogu, who now drags Reece James out of position. And you notice that this one thing, the pressing coordination in midfield was not quite well. Dogu is able to play the ball, and in this time, Sanchez actually saves Chelsea. So you can even see from the start before the red card, Chelsea were already playing dodgily. Here again, the ball is played and actually Sanchez again steps up and saves Chelsea, because Chelsea did not start the game quite well. Now, I don't know if this can be put into fatigue or what, but the intensity from the game from Chelsea was not there from minute one. Now, when Manchester United had the ball, Chelsea decided to move into that aggressive press against Manchester United. And here comes where Maresca's main problem at Chelsea is, the centre backs. So here you see one thing, you see The two holding players are being picked by João Pedro and Fernandes, while Caicedo is the player in between the lines, as Chelsea are looking to press in more of a 4-1-4-1. Now, Manchester United decide to go long. Now, when Chalobah steps to actually pick the ball from Sesko, Mbeumo is making a run without being tracked. And that's why I'm saying there is a problem with centre-back understanding. What happens is that in normal football, when the ball is played quite long, what happens is that when one centre-back steps out, another centre-back steps back to try and win the loose ball. But that is not what Chelsea did. See here, Chalobah is actually stepping out to win the ball off Sesko. But Fofana is the one who is supposed to drop deep to cover for Chalobah. But what happens? He doesn't. So Mbeumo has the chance to make a run. He makes a run quite easily, and Sanchez is forced to foul him. And that is how Chelsea actually go a man down. But what happened next was even more shocking, and that is Maresca's substitution. Maresca decided to kill his attack by a stroke of a pen, by taking out Estevao and Neto, who I think have incredible work rates. And Maresca taking them off was to give Manchester United the freedom now to actually look and flood Chelsea's attack. So what happens next? Because Sanchez now has been taken out of the game, Jorgensen has come in, Maresca decides to take two of his wingers out of the game. So he takes out the attacking threat. Coupled with this, he also takes out Cole Palmer, who goes out injured. And now the problem for Chelsea gets even worse, because now Chelsea are finding themselves in a situation where they have added more centre backs, they have taken away their attack, and now Chelsea have only one attacker on the pitch. Credit has to go to Manchester United, because once they realized that Chelsea's attacking threat has been taken off, even Luke Shaw, who was playing as a wide centre back, decided to join the attack. And now Manchester United were looking to attack Chelsea, even defensive lineup, with a lot of numbers, knowing very well their two centre-backs will perfectly handle João Pedro. And now the attack was on, and wave after wave after wave after wave of the attack. Look at this structure here. Chelsea have moved into a 5-3-2, and now Manchester United are committing players. Now, in my opinion, Chelsea should have moved into a 4-4-1 and actually have two wingers playing on those deeper positions. But what happened now is that Chelsea did that, and coupled with that, Chelsea even started to insist playing from the back, and this is how they conceded the corner for Casemiro's goal. So it was a whole load calamity of mistakes. Now, when Chelsea even decided to press sometimes, they were looking to press when they are already a man down, trying to press Manchester United once they enter their own half. But Manchester United constantly found ways of playing balls over the top, especially targeting Chelsea's centre-back area. Remember, targeting Chelsea centre-backs. So what happened is that now Chelsea centre-backs were being dragged. Look at the position of Fofana, look at the position of Chalobah, and look at that space. In some instances, Chelsea would win the ball and look to transition, where in this case, the fullbacks were the one now to the wingbacks were the one to step forward. But in this case, João Pedro is actually fouled in the box, and in my opinion, Chelsea should have had a penalty in this situation. When you see it, you realize that Mazraoui doesn't actually get to the ball, and he actually fouls João Pedro. Chelsea should have gotten a penalty here. Now, what is the problem in this scenario is this. Casemiro was actually taken out, and now Manchester United were 10v10, and now Chelsea cannot blame the lack of numbers. Now Manchester United were much better than Chelsea. Then they moved into a 5-2-2, meaning that they always maintained Mbeumo and Sesko ahead, and Chelsea in the other actually in the second half did not see the need of taking out one centre back to bring in one attacking player, preferably even bringing in Garnacho or even bringing in Jamie Gittens. No, Chelsea decided to stick with three centre backs and decided to use their full backs as wing backs. And even when they were using their fullbacks as their wingbacks, Maresca decided to bring in Gusto to play down the left, further limiting Chelsea's attack. And you can see here, Chelsea with that wide back five system Look at Manchester United. They have a backline. No player is looking to make runs in behind. And the same thing that happened with Chelsea against Brentford happened against Manchester United. They constantly did not have players who are willing to make runs in behind. And the lack of runs allows Manchester United centre backs to hold their width. Look at that space behind Manchester United. But Chelsea, the only player Chelsea who was looking to do this was Reece James. And he always found himself in situations where he was looking to cut back. But again, Chelsea were not flooding the box with numbers. See here again, Chelsea have the ball. Look at players looking to make the run, especially down the left when Tyreek George came in. But whenever Chelsea are looking to have these players making runs, you realize that Chelsea are not playing the ball quick enough. Now with Manchester United, the scenario is a bit different. Here again, Chelsea have the ball. The ball is looking to be shifted across to Reece James, who's holding the width. But look at Fernandes. He has stepped out from the position where he's supposed to be. And now, even when Reece James is playing the ball, Fernandes is not occupying that position where he can actually receive a cutback. And this constantly became Chelsea's problem in this game. So, the things that couple Chelsea is their naivety coming in. And despite Maresca saying that his plans were out of the window after the red card, I doubt, because even from the first minute, Manchester United looked to actually be above Chelsea's edge in the game. Maresca's substitution further exacerbated the problem, and Chelsea's lack of runners without the ball is a situation that Maresca needs to address. What do you think? Leave your comments in the comment section area below. Once again, thanks for watching and see you in our next video.